My name is Amanda, and today I'll be going over what your organization needs to know about LegFi. Our agenda for today is we're going to talk about who Omega Phi is, and then we're going to do just an overview of LegFi. We're going to walk through each module, each menu. Omega Phi hosts and supports LegFi. For more than 30 years, Omega Phi has provided technology solutions to help customers manage their finances, streamline their operations, recruit new members, and communicate with their members. We are based out of Columbus, Georgia, and we securely process more than 1.1 million per day for our clients and have securely processed more than 4 billion since 1992. We're also deeply committed to serving, promoting, and advancing the fraternity and sorority experience. We are passionate about what we do, and it's this passion that has encouraged our clients to trust us to do the heavy lifting so they can focus on their mission and having fun. So I'm going to switch over to LegFi and we will get started showing you what all LegFi can do. So when you get logged into your LegFi account, you'll see your dashboard. This will give you an at-a-glance look at your LegFi account. You can look to see what your total outstanding invoices for members, anything that's past due or current, and any invoices that will be going out in the future. You can see how many members you have, any new members within the past 12 months, and any that have been archived. You can also add members from your dashboard as well. You can look at your overall cash flow, any income and expenses. You can toggle between 12 months or 6 months. And then you can also click on these arrows to go to the next 6 months. The same applies with the invoiced versus paid. You can toggle between 6 months and 12 months. And then you can use these arrows to go back and forth. You can also look at any member payments that have come in. You can look at the details, and if you need to search for a particular member, you can do that here. And any accounts that you may have opened, a treasury account or an external bank account, will show here. And if your headquarters bills you, you will also see something up here in the top right hand corner that says that you have an invoice due, and you can pay that from here. This is a test account, so we don't have that, but just for those who do, be aware that that will show. Up here in the top right hand corner, this question mark, it will lead you to our help center. We are adding new articles on a regular basis, and we have videos and webinars here as well. This webinar will also be uploaded to our help center, and we'll also email that out as well. One article I do want to show you real quick that we just uploaded a few days ago under payments. It shows how to pay your headquarters invoice. So if you have questions on how to do that, this will show you how to do that. And then under the gear icon, this shows you like your organization information, your EIN, your organization email, your address. You can upload a logo for your organization here, and then you'll click on update settings. And then one of the main things that I want to show you is under the billing. This shows you how much you're being billed for your LegFi subscription. And then under the payment method, this is how you choose to pay for your LegFi subscription. And if your headquarters bills you, this is how you choose to pay that invoice as well. So you'll just come out here, you'll choose the payment type, and then you will a button will show up and you'll update your payment method. So moving on to the members module, this is where you will keep your roster up to date. To add members, you'll go to members, and then you'll click on add members. You can use this CSV sample file right here. It will download for you. And this is the information that you need to upload members. The items that are required is the last name, first name, email, a zip code, and the member type. And then if you don't have a member's phone number, date of birth, address, they can just input that information when they receive their email to register with their LegFi account. You can also add members under the single member. You can, if you only have one member or two members and you don't need to do a whole spreadsheet, you can do that as well. If you need to update a member type, we'll go back to the member list and you'll click on the square. So let's just say here, these two new members need to be updated to just regular members. So you can do one at a time, or you can do several at one time. So then you'll click on them, you'll click on actions, then you'll click on edit, and then you'll update their member type. If you need to update some members to alumnus, you can do that as well. So you'll put in their member type and click apply changes. One thing I do want to note is if you are changing a member to alumni, once you have updated their member type, you will then need to send an email to info@legfi.com so they can be archived. This is an important step. If those members are not marked as alumni and archived, your chapter will get charged for them. So that's part of the LegFi subscription fee, and so we want to make sure that you're getting charged for the correct amount. At the top, you can toggle between active members, archived members, and then any members that may be in collections. You can also create groups from the member module, so you would click on Manage Groups. And then here you can either edit any groups that are already created, you can delete any groups if you don't need them anymore, or you can add a new group and then add the group name, the description, and then whatever members need to be in that group. This is if some members are on a payment plan and others are not, this is a great way to go ahead and create that. If there are members that want to pay all in the first month of the semester, you can create a group just for them. And then you can click into an individual member to see their profile. So it will show their information, if they have a phone number on file, if they have an address, any notes associated with them. You can see what they currently owe and their aging report if they are past due or if they're current. You can also record a payment from here or add new charges. Here you can see any outstanding charges. If there are future invoices that will be going out for them, that will show here. You can look at their account history and see when they've made payments, when other invoices have gone out. And then you can also separate that by if you just want to see the charges or if you just want to see the payments, that will show as well. And then any communications that's been sent to that member, you can view that here. And you can look at the action and see what that was. If you need to add them to a group, you can do that from here as well. And then if you need to update any of their permissions, like you want to give them certain access to modules within LegFi, you can do that as well. And if they have any contracts on file, it will show here as well. Okay, moving on to the invoices module. Here you can view what invoices are current, past due, etc. You can see what's been invoiced and collected over the past 12 months or 6 months. You can see who was outstanding. So you can look here and see all outstanding invoices. You can also look to see all invoices, even deleted invoices. If you accidentally charged someone and they didn't need to be charged, you can go out there and delete that. And then if you just need to look at just the deleted invoices, you can look at that as well. You can also, from here under the actions menu, If you need to edit an invoice or delete an invoice, create a payment plan or record a payment or resend an invoice, you can do that from this page as well. To set up billing, you'll click on Create New Invoice, and then you can select the members who need to be invoiced, or if you have just a group that needs to be invoiced. So let's just do seniors. So then you can add all, and that they'll move over here. And then you'll click on Add Charge. You'll put in the charge title. And then if it's a one-time charge, so say they're only going to be charged $75, or if it's a recurring charge, you need them to be charged $75 in June and then $75 in July, you can do that as well. So we'll do a recurring charge of $75. And then you can choose which account you would like for when that member makes a payment, which account you would like for that money to go into. So we'll choose the chapter operating account. This is good for if you have a house and you want to do a separate invoice for rent, and then you can do chapter dues and fees. So you can do the housing account for rent, and then you can do chapter dues and fees, because you can have more than one treasury account. So you can set that up and then separate those funds the way you would like to. And in the revenue category, you can create as many revenue categories as you would like, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to the budgets section. So if there's not a revenue category here that you like, or you need an extra one, you can go in and edit or add new ones. So the start date, this is the date where the invoice is going to be sent out. And then the due date, you can choose whichever date you want that to be due. And then if you want to have a late fee, you can add that in. And then when it will be considered late. And then we're going to also do another $75 charge. So that will go out May 30th, and it will be due June 15th. And then if you want to do a late fee for that one as well, you can. You can also do an early payment discount. So if members were to pay, say, the whole $150 up front, you can give them a discount if you wanted to do that. So once you get done adding your charges, you'll click on Save Charge, and then you can add a message. And then before you send it, you can click on Preview Invoice, and it will show you what it will look like when that invoice goes out. And then once you're happy with what it looks like, then you click on Send Invoices. And it takes a few minutes for it to upload, but then it'll show here as soon as that's done. All right, so let's move on to the payments module. Payments, this shows you payments that have been received in the past 12 months or 6 months. You can record payments from this screen. You can also delete payments. So you can come up here and record a payment if someone has if someone has paid you outside of LegFi. We don't recommend that, but if someone has done that, you can come out here and record a payment. And then say they're paying with a check and you need to write the check number. And then click on Submit Payments, or if you have other payments from other members that you need, you can do them all together. So then you can click on Submit Payments. And then here you can look at the invoices, the details of that invoice, and if they're, I'm sorry, not invoice, payment, and it will show you the payments and the date and any other information along with that payment. You can also delete a payment if you accidentally processed a payment and for the wrong person, you selected the wrong person, you can delete that. And then under financial accounts, This is where you can go to add your external bank account, or you can open up a treasury account. So down here, you'll add external bank account to add your, if you have an external bank account. And then here, this is where you will go to open up a treasury account or view your treasury account. So you'll click on add treasury account, and then you will look through the terms and conditions, read all of that information, and then click on submit. And it takes just a moment to bring you to the page where you will need to submit your Know Your Customer form. You'll need to provide, you'll put in your cell phone number and email address. A code will be sent to you to verify your phone number. And then once that's done, you will need to provide your name, contact and identifying information, and organization information to complete the form. If Stripe's automated system is unable to verify your identity, you may be asked to provide additional identification such as a driver's license to finish the process. So once the form is submitted in full, your new account will appear in your treasury accounts listing. It does take a few minutes for the identity verification process to go through. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Then you can transfer funds between treasury accounts as well as between a treasury account and an external bank account via ACH transfer. So to initiate a transfer, you'll come up here to Fund Transfers, and then you'll select Add Fund Transfer, and then you'll select the account that you would like to transfer from and then to, the amount of the transfer, and then any notes associated with that transfer. If you have an insufficient balance, message will come up letting you know that. And then the transfer date. Once you put in that information, you'll click on Next. You'll review the information to make sure it's correct and then submit your transfer. Once you're done with that, any pending transfers will show here, and then processed transfers will show here. All right, next we're going to look at treasury cards and how to add a treasury card to your account. So you'll go to the treasury account that you want to add a card to. You'll click on these ellipses and then click on treasury cards. And then from here, you're going to add a card holder. You're going to choose the member that you want to add. And then you'll choose the card type. You can select either a physical or virtual card. Physical cards will be shipped to the user within 5 to 10 days of the enrollment date, while virtual cards can be quickly created for time-sensitive purchases. So once you choose your card type, then you're going to choose your spending limit. And so you can do a daily spending limit, a weekly spending limit, monthly, yearly, or all time. So say you need to open up a treasury card for one officer that's going to purchase items for an event. And he's just going to get a virtual card, so you only want him to have $100 at not a day, but that's just how much he has to spend. So you can choose that and then click on Done. And then you'll click Agree and then Next. You'll review the information, make sure everything is correct, and then click on Submit. So once that is done, you'll also need to add cardholder data. So that member will need to come in and input their cardholder information. So they'll get an email, and then if you are an admin in LegFi, you can do it directly from LegFi, but they will receive an email if they're not a LegFi admin. So you'll go and click on Add Cardholder Information. put in the phone number, the date of birth, the address. Make sure that you agree to all of the terms and conditions, and then you'll click on continue. It will ask you to review everything, and then you'll click on submit. So every once in a while, Stripe will ask for additional information. So you may be asked to upload like your government issued ID to complete the verification process. Once your treasury card is created, you can then add it to your digital wallet. Both virtual and physical cards can be added to Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay wallets by opening the app on your device and entering your card details. So now that we've looked at treasury cards, let's look at how you can manage your cards and spending through the app. So to get to a treasury card, you'll go to financial accounts and then treasury cards. And under the ellipses, it shows you what you can do with that particular card. So you can suspend or freeze a card so that it is no longer able to be used. Users will get a notification that the card is unavailable. If the card is in their digital wallet, suspending a card is temporary. You can come right back to the action section and click activate to reactivate the card. You can also close a card if that officer no longer needs access to it. Closed cards cannot be reactivated. You can report the card as lost, stolen, or damaged if you need to receive a new card. And then you can also select View Edit to review the member's card. So now we're going to look at transactions. I'm going to switch back over to PowerPoint to show you this, so give me just a second. All right, so to review a card's transactions, you'll click into the treasury card and then you'll select the link in the View Transactions column. And then once you do that, it will show you all of the different transactions. If you need to see a particular transaction, you can click into that transaction and see what the transaction date was, where it was, the description, the merchant name, and who the card is for. If you need to dispute the transaction, you can click on dispute, and it will lead you to fill out that information. If you need to look at all of the disputes on your account, you'll click on disputes up here. And then you can look at all disputes if there are any. And then you can also look at any disputes that have been won or any disputes that have been lost. Okay, I'm going to switch back over to LegFi. Now let's look at the budget module. The budget tool is where your chapter can build a projected budget to better track chapter income and expenditures. You can filter by month or quarter up here. So you can put in the months that you need to see. If you want to only look at 1 month or you want to look at the whole year, you can do that. You can click on Manage Categories to add, edit, or delete revenue or expense categories. This is when we were creating the invoices earlier. This is where you will go in and you can edit or add or delete any revenue categories or add new revenue categories. You can also edit, delete expense, or add expense categories for your organization's needs. So now going back to budgets. To create a budget, you'll click on Manage Budget. And then let's say you're expecting $3,000 in member dues for the month of April. You can come in here and you can click on that line, and then we'll click into April and put in $3,000. And then for expenses, say that you're expecting to pay out $1,000 in headquarter dues for the month of April. And as soon as you click out of it, it will show you that the budget has been updated. So you can come out here and you can update each category according to the month and throughout the year. And then once you get done with that, you can also export your budget. And then when you go back to budgets, it will give you an overview of your revenue and then any expenses. So under the collections module, this will help you with members who are past due. You can communicate with them to make them aware of their past due balances. We have past due emails. There's a template here that you can edit. You'll select the members to email. You can see what their current outstanding balance is, and you can easily filter that by group as well. Or if you're looking for a particular member, you can come up here and search for a member. Once you've selected the members, then you will come down here and you will schedule the past due email. We also have past due calls. So if you have someone who is not responding to emails, you can use this feature. You can schedule automated calls to the phone number on the member's profile. You can write up a script or you can use the template already available. If a member doesn't have a phone number, it will show you you'll need to add a phone number. Then you can select the members or group and schedule the call. Those calls are made daily at 3 o'clock Eastern. If you have members that have accumulated a large balance and after repeated attempts at contacting them, you've been unsuccessful in getting them to respond, your chapter can make the decision to submit them to an external collections agency. The members need an address on file and a birth date as well before they can be submitted to the collection agency. It is important to be getting that information from members on the front end, so that way you'll have everything just in case they need to be sent to collections. You'll be able to go through and select any members that need to be sent. Then you're going to fill out your contact information. That way, if the collection agency needs to contact you for any reason, they can do that. And then you will read through this agree to collection contract, accept the collection agreement, and then submit to external collections. Information for that collection agency is found here under the collections information. Once a member is sent to collections, LegFi will no longer try to collect that member's past due balance. Any communication you have regarding that member will need to be done through the collection agency. And then under the communications module, we have various ways you can communicate with your members through LegFi. You can use it to keep your members engaged and make sure that they're making their payments on time. You can send a text message to a group of members or one member. You can send outstanding balances, or if you have an announcement you need to make, you can do that from here as well. We also have an email tool that works the same way. You can also do other things. You can send out surveys to your members. You can share documents. You can create a resource library for your members. For example, new member education tools or chapter bylaws. There's also a communication log I showed you on individual members, but this shows you communications with all members. You can see when a communication was sent out, if they open that email or text message, and you're actually able to view the message as well. We can also resend an e-statement. So we email out statements automatically on the 3rd and 15th of every month to make sure members are regularly updated about the activity on their accounts. But if you need to send out another e-statement on demand, if a member says they can't find theirs, you can do that through this portal. And then you can also send out on-demand paper statements. If you have a member or an alumni that's not responding, you can come here and send statements this way. Those are mailed out within 2 business days. We also have a reports section here. Any kind of financial report that you may need, you can come out here and pull those reports. You can also build a custom report and put in any information that you need and then generate that report for what your organization may need. And then the last thing I want to go over is the crowdfunding menu. If you have an event you need to create, you can do that here. So we have events, fundraisers, and merchandise, but for the events, you'll go here, create new event, and then you'll fill out the required information. Once you fill out the required information, you want to make sure a lot of things within LegFi are automated, so as soon as you update something, it just automatically updates. But with events, fundraisers, and merchandise, you need to make sure that you actually come in and create that event. And then you can have more than one ticket. You can have a free ticket. Say you're giving away five tickets or 5 free passes or something. You can come out here, but you still need to have like how many people are coming. If you need to know that, you can come out here and create a free ticket. You would just put the price as 0. Or if people want to donate towards that event, you can come out here and say donation, and they can put in how purchase that way. And then if your chapter is having a fundraiser, you can come out here and create that. So then you'll just create new fundraiser, and it works the same way as the event. You just put in all of your information, the title, if you want to show the donors and their amounts, if you want to set up donation options. So if you want to do one time, recurring, or both, you can do that. And then once you put in all of that information, you want to make sure that you click on Start Campaign so that people will be able to see it, and then you can share that URL through social media, text, and or email. And then the last thing, if you have t-shirts or other merchandise you'd like to sell, you can do that from this module as well. So you would come out here and add your products and then send that information to people to be able to purchase. All right, we hope that this webinar has been helpful today. If you need additional support, you can find the LegFi knowledge base by clicking on the question mark icon that I showed you at the beginning of the webinar. Or you can also email our dedicated LegFi support team that's available at info@legfi.com. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great afternoon, everyone.